Hi, in this video we will see the formula to be remembered to solve the problems on centroid. Okay, so in the previous videos we have derived the equation for centroid of the triangle, right angle triangle, semicircle, quadrant of the circle, right? Even for rectangle also we have derived the equation for the centroid. Now in this video we will see or we will list out all the formulae here. Okay, so while solving the problems, okay, and while applying the formulae for the given figure, we should keep in mind of two basic things. One is alignment of the figure, alignment of the figure. Second one is quadrant, quadrant, quadrant in which the figure is lying. Okay, keeping in view of these two things, you have to apply the suitable formula. Okay. Now what I will do for this, I have taken a triangle here. Okay, for triangle I will draw the reference axis. What is the meaning of reference axis? It is the axis with reference to which the centroid is measured, right? So if I draw reference axis here, reference axis, reference axis x and reference axis y. Okay, if G is the centroid of this triangle, okay, what is the formula for x bar? X bar is equal to, if I take B as base width of triangle and height as h, then x bar is equal to plus b by 2. X bar is equal to b by 2 and y bar is equal to, so what is the formula we have derived? It is h by 3, h by 3, okay, plus b by 2 and plus h by 3. See, this triangle is lying in first quadrant. Okay, whatever the reference axis we have taken, it is taken in first quadrant. Means this triangle will come under first quadrant. In first quadrant both x and y are positive, therefore x bar is equal to b by 2 and y bar is equal to h by 3. Okay, now I'll take the same triangle with a different orientation. Okay, with different orientation, what I will do is, here I'll take the reference axis here, reference axis here, reference, sorry, reference y axis and reference x axis. Okay, now we will write the formula. We will write the formula. Let us assume G as centroid, therefore x bar is equal to, see, reference axis is taken in second quadrant, right? Means the triangle is coming under second quadrant. In second quadrant x is negative and y is positive, therefore x bar formula is equal to minus h by 3, h by 3, minus h by 3, and y bar formula will be equal to plus b by 2. Now you can see that the formula are reversed. Okay, here x bar is equal to b by 2, here x bar is equal to h by 3, y bar is equal to h by 3, y bar is equal to b by 2. The formula are reversed for x bar and y bar. Therefore, don't have the fixed formula in your mind. Depending upon orientation of the triangle, you have to apply the formula. Okay, depending upon the orientation, the formula will change. Sometimes x bar formula becomes y bar formula becomes x bar. You can see here in the first figure x bar is equal to b by 2, but in the second figure x bar is equal to h by 3, because the orientation of the triangle is changed. Okay, so you have to remember the formula in a general way. General way means the distance of the centroid for a triangle is always h by 3 from the base, Okay, and it is b by 2 from the corners or the end points. Like that you have to remember. So here x bar becomes distance from the base of the triangle. From the base of the triangle. Therefore it is h by 3. Okay. And y bar becomes distance from the corner point or the end point. So it becomes b by 2. Okay. That is how we have to apply the formula. And coming to the sign, the quadrant in which the figure lies. Okay. If it is lying in second quadrant, we have to apply the suitable signs. In second quadrant, we know that x is negative, y is positive. Therefore, x bar is equal to minus h by 3, y bar is equal to b by 2. Okay. So, in this example, I'll take the reference axis like this, reference y axis and reference x axis. Let me take G as centroid. Now, triangle is in first quadrant. Therefore, x bar is equal to plus h by 3, plus h by 3, and y bar is also equal to b by 2, plus b by 2, because triangle is coming in first quadrant. Okay, means reference axis is taken in first quadrant. Now for this triangle, I'll take the reference axis like this, reference y axis and reference x axis. If G is the centroid, what will be the formula for x bar and y bar? Y bar is equal to, this is third quadrant. In third quadrant, both x and y are negative, minus h by 3, minus h by 3, and x bar is equal to minus b by 2. H bar is equal to minus b by 2. Okay. So this completes the list of formulae for triangle. So you can write a few more formulae by taking different orientations, by taking a reference axis in different quadrant. You can generate few more formulae, few more set of formulae. Okay. So this is the right angle triangle. For right angle triangle, I'll take the reference axis in first quadrant first, reference x axis and reference y axis. G is the centroid. What is the formula for right angle triangle? X bar is equal to C. The right angle triangle is coming in first quadrant. In first quadrant, both x and y are positive. Therefore, x bar is equal to b by 3, b by 3, and y bar is equal to h by 3, h by 3. Okay. Now here the orientation is changed. I'll take the reference axis here. Reference y axis and reference x axis. X axis. If G is the centroid, okay, the formula for x bar is equal to, here x bar is equal to, see, this is in second quadrant, right angle triangle. Now it is in second quadrant. X bar becomes equal to minus b by 3 and y bar equal to plus h by 3. In second quadrant, y is positive, x is negative, only x is negative. Okay. Now here the same right angle triangle with different orientation. If I take the reference axis here, x and y, sorry, this is y, this is x. If G is the centroid, okay, now the right angle triangle is coming in fourth quadrant. X bar is equal to h by 3, y bar is equal to so you can write this as b by 3. If I take this as base, this as base, this as height, so it will be b by 3. So y bar is equal to h by 3. Sign will be negative for only y and it is positive for x value. Okay. Okay. Y bar is equal to minus h by 3, x bar is equal to plus b by 3. So in this case, what I will do, I'll take reference axis like this. Like this I have taken the reference x axis and reference y axis. Now right angle triangle is coming in the first quadrant, both x and y are positive. If I take G as centroid, now the formula for x bar will be my plus 2b by 3, not b by 3. Okay. And formula for y bar is equal to, it is 2h by 3. Okay. If I take h as height of right angle triangle, b as base width of right angle triangle, formula for x bar is equal to 2b by 3, formula for y bar is equal to 2h by 3. Now why the formula is changed? Because distance is considered from these points, these end points. From this end point it is always 2/3 of respective distance. From this point always 2/3 of the respective distance. If you observe the previous formula, all distances were from this perpendicular point. That is why it is 1/3 of respective distance. One third of respective distances. So here also same thing. From this perpendicular point means 90-degree point, it is 1/3 and 1/3. But from these end point, if you consider the distance of the center, it is 2/3 of respective distance. Okay, 2/3 of respective distance. Now for this figure, I'll take the reference axis like this. Reference axis x and y. G is the centroid. Then formula for x bar is equal to, see now the figure is coming in second quadrant, x is negative minus, what is the formula? Minus b by 3, x bar is equal to, okay, and y bar is equal to plus 2h by 3. Okay, now we can see that with respect to the x bar, it is distance from perpendicular point, okay, or distance from the line. Okay, if the distance is from the line, 1/3 of respective distance. If the distance considered is from the point, see, from the point it is, the distance is started. From the point it is 2/3. From the line it is 1/3. Like this you remember. Okay. So here also same thing. Distance is from the point 2/3 of height. Here also distance is from the point 2/3 of height. Here you can see distance is from the line. From the line. X bar is also from the line, 1/3. Like if the distance is from the line, it is 1/3. If the distance is from the point, it is 2/3. Like that. We need to apply the formula. Okay. So if you have any doubts in applying the formula while solving the problems, definitely you will understand in a better way, or very clearly you will understand the formula. Okay. Now semicircle. For semicircle, I'll take the G as centroid. I'll take the reference axis like this, reference x axis and reference y axis. So x bar and y bar will be equal to what? X bar is equal to d by 2, diameter divided by 2, and y bar is equal to, we have derived this equation 4r by 3 pi. 4r by 3 pi. And both are positive because reference axis is in first quadrant, means semicircle is in first quadrant. Now I have changed the orientation of the semicircle. So x reference y axis, Let me take G as centroid. Now formula for x bar will be 4r by 3 pi, and formula for y bar will be equal to d by 2, r equal to radius, r equal to radius. Now the formula have been reversed. We can see if you compare the formula first figure and the second figure, here x bar is equal to d by 2 and y bar is equal to 4 by 3 pi. Here the formula are reversed between the x bar and the y bar because of change in the orientation. Okay, therefore you don't have the fixed formula in your mind for x bar and the y bar. Depending upon the orientation, the formula will get interchanged. Okay, this you have to keep in mind. Okay, x bar is equal to 4 by 3 pi. In general way we have to remember the formula. In general way means, if you take a semicircle, no, if you take a semicircle, for semicircle distance of centroid from the diameter is always 4r by 3 pi, is always 4r by 3 pi. Distance of centroid from the end point is always equal to radius or d by 2. Like this you need to remember. For semicircle, distance of centroid from the diameter is always 4r by 3 pi. From end point it is radius or d by 2. So here x bar becomes equal to distance from the diameter, that is why 4r by 3 pi. Y bar becomes equal to distance from end point, that is why equal to radius or the d by 2. Okay, now for this semicircle I will take reference axis here, reference x-axis and reference y-axis here. If I take G as centroid, see reference axis is in second quadrant now. Now x bar is equal to, see x bar is nothing but it is distance from the diameter. Therefore the formula will be what? 4r by 3 pi. 4r by 3 pi, and sign will be negative, minus 4r by 3 pi, and y bar is equal to radius r d by 2. Okay. Now for this figure I will take the reference axis like this, x and y. Means semicircle is in third quadrant now. If G is the centroid, what is the formula for x bar? X bar is equal to, sorry, y bar is equal to see, y bar represents distance from diameter. Okay, for semicircle distance from diameter is always what? It is 4r by 3 pi. And what about the sign? Sign is negative. Sign is negative. Okay, because reference axis is in third quadrant, x and y both are negative. And formula for x bar will be equal to, x bar is equal to minus r or minus d by 2. Okay, so depending upon the orientation you have to apply the formula, and depending upon the quadrant in which the figure is lying you have to take the sign. Now for quadrant of the circle, okay, if I take the reference axis in first quadrant like this, x and y, if I take G as centroid, x bar and y bar both are same formula for quadrant of the circle that we have already derived. X bar is equal to 4r by 3 pi, y bar is equal to 4r by 3 pi. Okay, now if I take the reference axis here for this figure, reference x-axis and reference y-axis, if G is centroid, x bar is equal to what? X bar is equal to, x is negative because quadrant of the circle is lying in second quadrant, minus 4r by 3 pi, and y bar is equal to plus 4r by 3 pi. Okay, now for this case, if I take reference axis like this, x and y, if G is the centroid, see it is coming in fourth quadrant now. In fourth quadrant y is negative, y bar is equal to minus 4r by 3 pi, and x bar is equal to plus 4r by 3 pi. X is positive and y is negative. Next, now for this figure, what I will do is I'll take the reference axis like this, x and y. If I take G as centroid, if I take G as centroid, so it is in second quadrant. X bar is equal to, okay, 4r by 3 pi and negative sign because second quadrant. And what about y bar? Y bar, see, from this line it is 4r by 3 pi, distance of centroid. Okay, we want distance from this point, means this line, it will be equal to r minus 4r by 3 pi. Okay, that is how we have to apply the formula. If total radius of the quadrant of the circle is r, this overall radius minus this 4r by 3 pi will give distance of centroid from this reference x-axis. Okay, so that is how you have to apply the formula. Okay, so I hope you got some idea on applying the formula and taking the suitable sign for the written formula. Okay, so in the next video we'll start solving the problems. Thank you.